Alrighty, let me go ahead and get this out the way right quick here before I go to sleep. I was thinking about this because there's an old documentary, I think it was from 60 Minutes, maybe it was before that, on Rush Limbaugh. I think it's from 1995. And I was just like, holy moly. Number one, I mean, Rush Limbaugh was definitely a big chungus. I mean, but beyond that, he was, I didn't realize his show went on that long. I was like, holy moly, this guy was this guy was out there before Jon Stewart and all that business. So, it's interesting to think about. But anyway, gave me another thought about, has more information made us smarter? You know, has more stuff out there made us more intelligent? And I think that I think you can read between the lines, but no is the answer. The reason I say that is because most people do not have the wherewithal, me included, to sift through all the BS to try to understand it. And so we have more commentators now about politics, whether that be for talking about U.S. local politics, or whether it's about Syria, whether it's about Germany or wherever, to be able to translate this into understandable stuff. I think it's interesting to see how much power Rush Limbaugh had back in the 90s. I was like, holy shit, this guy was strong as a motherfucker. But nowadays, you think about it. I mean, conservatism itself is not the same thing it used to be. Nowadays, of course, they're trying to appeal somehow to younger folks by having, gay dudes and, well, they're all homosexuals to a point. People like Charlie Kirk and the gay black dude and all these other folks. It always seems like conservatives, the trads are the more cringe folks, and they're always the one, with the hentai and with the kitty stuff and all that. You're just like, oh shit, that's why you get tired of it after a while. But it's like, you see all this sort of stuff and you're just like, holy shit, what the fuck, but back to the main point. Is information, has not made us more intelligent. Because the thing is, nobody wants to sit for 2.5 hours or 3 hours or however long a stream is for, like the Atlantic Council, for example. I was trying to watch some of those to try to understand what's going on, or the Washington Institute, when they're interviewing folks about, the guy that, by a gentleman that was executed allegedly by Hezbollah. And I'm like, I'm not going to do that. I'm just like, you listen to it for a bit, and you're just like, oh boy, And like I say, I mean, it's the same thing with people like Vosh. It's like, I'm not going to sit around for all this time, And hopefully I'm going to do some more reading. I'm going to read some more Carl Schmitt and try to make some heads and tails of stuff like that. I think it's important. But yeah, I don't think information has made us more intelligent. I think it's made us more reliant on more commentators, and more diverse commentators. So, I mean, yeah, you could have your Wignac component where you have Eric Stryker, with, what is it? National Justice. What the hell? Hold on. Didn't take much to get me paranoid. Sorry about that. But I was gonna say is that you could have National Justice, or you can read your Marxist Leninist Maoist blog or something like that and get some information that way, or you know, watch Jason Unruh or something like that. And you can stay in that little bubble just as, just as it was. Like I say, I mean, it's just the adaptation of it. It's like, yeah, before you had to read, countless newspapers and stuff like that, from Trotskyists or Maoists or whoever else. But now you can just go online. I mean, that's the difference. I mean, chances are probably no one's going to read your polemics and your garbage, but but eh, somebody may read it. I think it's just the evolution of how these things are. Is that there's still only a narrow group of folks that go on, and you realize that with politics and just with the hive mind of just how humans are, it's such a narrow field. It's like people now, of course, people are aiming at Fox News was a big one, but now OAN, of course, and Newsmax are the big ones that people want to aim at as the evil, trio and whatnot. But it's like, okay, the thing is that they don't want to. You notice that they don't want to talk to the people. They don't want to talk to them, and because I guess they figure that they're stubborn and that they aren't worth anything, so they'd rather instead, attack Fox News, or Tucker Carlson specifically, or whoever else. That thing is like, all right, okay, I can get why you don't like Tucker Carlson, feel as you want to about him, but it's like, all right, he's one guy, you know? It's just like, to me, people would rather stay in their little bubbles and complain about folks than actually do something about it. And that's the truth, I think, That's really what politics is, that, you can evolve over time, but I think in general, you just want to have somebody to complain about. And it's for folks that, you know, want something to do other than bitch about sports, they bitch about politics. Yeah, I think that's about it. I think that's about all I have to say. I think that, you know, in general, I don't think information has changed as much as people may think. I think in general, it just has to come down to you looking for it. But more to the point, it has to be with you being able to translate it and figure out what they're actually saying. Now, you can get that from understanding what other people say and being able to translate it that way, or you end up just becoming maybe you're disgruntled from a certain group and you're like, well, this person's lying because I knew them. So, but yeah, I mean, to me, it has to do with you being concentrated and you being able to read through the BS, and reading between the lines. That's really all it takes, and understanding what your perspective is. Like I say, I'm sure that what I say is not completely 100% correct. Usually, it's just my opinion on things. I do want to say that maybe as just a CYA, but I also say it more as a, I think I have a fairly diverse audience, and you can decipher what I say and just say, well, I think you were a bit off on that. I'll be like, okay, I think I've always tried to say that, at least relatively soon. I think if you wanted to talk to me through a stream, yeah, I'd let you. Not going to cut you off and be like, all right, go ahead. I mean, I may be rude in that way. I mean, some ways I see it as a video. It's like, all right, go ahead. I mean, that's just something that just happens. Like, all right, okay. I like to think I'm somewhat more laid back like that. I'm just like, all right, okay. You don't want to be that way? Yeah. You don't want to, you don't think what I'm saying is correct? Okay. But I have that luxury. Like I say, times can change. I don't know where I'm going with this, but I think that ultimately, I will just say this, is that information You just have to know where to find it, and you have to be able to decipher it. Otherwise, you're just going to rely on other people to decipher it for you through their lens that they want you to see. And you could take it for what it is on that. Anyway, I think that's about all I have to say. I hope you'll enjoy that, and see you later. Goodbye.